So as a lean manufacturer, we are always looking for wastes that we can eliminate. Now there are 8 wastes in particular. So in this video, we want to share with you some tips that my office staff did to eliminate the redundancy, the miscommunication, and really the over-processing that maybe lots of companies are plagued with. So hopefully this video is of value to you. I'm gonna kick it to my guys, Wyatt and Nathan, to talk through the changes that we made in the office to create a more streamlined approach to our customer service.
So why don't you just walk us through that journey? What was it like when you first got here? And then what were some of the main issues you were running into?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, when I first got here, we were running out of a single inbox. So there was a couple of us that were on the questions at Pierson thread, which is where you kind of message anyone. You message us if you have any questions, need customer support about our products and all of that. And so, yeah, there was one of us that were sharing an inbox, and it was just a little bit jumbled. If you ever have your own personal inbox, imagine that, but different people are, communicating with customers. There's a lot coming in. A lot of tagging, a lot of boxes that we would throw emails into to sort them. So there's a lot of that, and then we just kind of resolved that we needed a platform. We needed something that would allow us to better manage emails. So we went to a CRM system. It changed the game. We were able to label agents and contacts with different customers per different questions. If it's something that just Manny, our front office sales guy, needs to cover, he can just deal with that. It doesn't have to have everybody in the loop on everything. So yeah, it eased out a ton of our communication and stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice. In just like a practical sense, how much time and effort do you think was actually going into answering those types of things when you were actually using the just shared Gmail kind of account?
Yeah.
And then what is that like now? Are you able to do more stuff? How has it freed you guys up?
Well, it's so, lean principle is wasted motion, right? So wasted motion is essentially physically when you're on the shop floor, you are walking or you are taking or carrying parts or anything that is added waste, that is something that should be eliminated. If you could take multiple trips doing multiple things, basically all of that. And so we are finding a lot of wasted motion. While it looks different, it's not physical, but we were finding wasted motion in looking through email threads, trying to catch ourselves up, wasted motion trying to coordinate who has who and all of that in an inbox, or who has what, I should rather say. And so what we found was this Zoho, it just created a ton of the misused brain power and a ton of the wasted motion out of the process. Now we can just cut away all of that, all the clutter, and we can just solve the problems that we individually need to solve, and we can kind of pass the gamut back and forth to anyone that we need help with. So if Carlos, who's one of our support guys, technical support guys, needs to transfer it over to sales, super simple. It's not that it's all convoluted and in the same intertwined web, if you will.
Because then you're just looking at a bunch of lines and it starts getting confusing, and you're like, did I answer that? Someone else? Yeah, there's only one notification, it goes away, so that's nice. As someone who's gone through that process, I'm sure it kind of took a while. Maybe there was a learning curve, maybe there was a period where things kind of sucked until you got used to it. But what would you recommend to someone who's kind of on the fence? Since it has been worthwhile, what would you say as a tip or kind of a word of encouragement to someone who's at that growth point ready to kick it up a notch?
I think that the biggest thing that I would suggest, and I think this is a wider principle, but just taking the time to make the change. Taking the time to make the change, spending the money to make the change, and seeing the dividends just, unravel because of the time that is saved and the energy that is saved from trying to, do something the way it's always been. The principle of our business was, instead of running a single part at a time, why not palletize things? And for this, it's instead of having one inbox where we are just kind of doing this janky tag, system and, sorting system, why not just buy the software and have it so we can run everything through it? And was there a learning curve? Yeah, was there time? But I know everybody on the team would not go back to how it was. That's the key. And And it has allowed us to make better sales. It's allowed us to sort through customers better, to remember customers better, to give them better customer service. All of that has gone into this Zoho, and which is the platform that we use, and has allowed it to be something that is really, you know, changing for all of us in our front office.
Nice. Okay. So to anybody who's kind of at that point where they're growing, you would say it's worth kind of biting the bullet and investing, because in the long run, you're actually going to be saving so much time and money. It's worth that cost in that little growth period, because it's going to just streamline it and allow you to do way more later.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome.
So over-processing, wasted motion, misused brain power, lots of waste that got eliminated in that one. Hey, if you're a company, an owner, an employee, or you're thinking of starting your own thing, would you consider subscribing to this channel? We're here to provide these tips to help people move along in their path or in their ventures. So until next time, go innovate your production.